It's funny because it's three French DJs, quite different, but we all know each other, and we end up playing quite the same music. I think it's going to be quite a seamless thing.
You know, at the moment, it's very easy, like to make different styles fitting together. I think that's what really people expect. Like we had years of, you know, people really enjoy like to have DJ playing one style, one music, you know, like one track, like all the set. But at the moment, it's like things are changing, and we really enjoy like to jump from one style to the other, and just about music lovers.
As I say, we don't play the same records, but the styles fit together. It's not going to be like when I do the Jeff Mills warm-up or the Chemical Brothers warm-up. It's going to be a bit more of a, in a good way. Hopefully not.
I was super happy to play with friends, you know, it's always just more fun. So Dan played really good, and I haven't heard him in a very long time. He played really old school acid house, and Ivan played darker and sexy, and we were all dancing on the speakers, so I suppose it was a really good night. I don't remember everything. I was lost in my own trance or something.
I've known Dan for too long. No, not too long, for many, many years. And Caroline as well. You know, Paris was a very small scene. Now it's, I mean, there's loads of French DJs, but it was a tiny scene. And if you worked in a record shop, you knew everybody. That was it. You know, I hated it, though. Well, I didn't hate it. I hated the Tuesdays. I was not really good with the general public on Tuesdays. Very bad rep as a record seller.
Ivan, I also met him, of course, in the mid-90s. He's like a wildcat as well. So you have to get to know him to go over the cold Ivan, and I think I'm a little bit like that, so we really get on well, and he's a strong mind. I like that too. He hates you or he loves you, you know. He's very black and white. I like that.
Ivan and I's a big friendship love story. You know, for many years we had parties together. He helped me a lot to start. He was selling records in Paris, and I was one of his very good customers. And Kittin, I met her really from the beginning of her career and my career, and what can I say? It's like she's absolutely amazing. She has really, really good vibe, and I'm happy to play her with her tonight.
Dan here, actually. I mean, I've known one of his friends that I met on a plane when I was like 17, and I have a crazy story about Dan. Like I had a scooter before, a Vespa, an old one, and I had a big accident. The car came over me, and I did like a really big jump. And I arrived like a cat on the floor, like people thought I would be dead, but I stood up like, what happened, you know? I had nothing, you know. I was so lucky. And a guy came to me and I took my helmet off, and it was Dan. Dan was there right at this moment in a very unexpected place, and I was crying, I was on shock for a long time. And his wife told me, yeah, it's Dan, he's an angel, you know. He's always when you never expect him to be. So, yeah. So Dan is special to me because he kind of saved me, you know.
French people in Ibiza are quite a small, tight group. There's loads of people who don't even know it exists. Even people who go out in Paris would not. I think the general opinion is quite negative. Then there's a hardcore bunch like Dan and all that who've been coming here for the years. But there's a lot of clubbers, French clubbers, who don't come here. No, it's not like for English people or Italians. It's not as big.
Like 10 years ago, Ibiza had such a very commercial image that the French people were really not taking any interest on the island. But now things are really changing, and we've been able to bring like 100 people from Paris flying just for the party. So, you know, 100 people is not a lot compared to the English or Italian population in Ibiza. But for the underground scenes, it's the beginning, so I hope it's gonna be 200 next year.
France is such a country of culture, food, architecture, fashion. You know, there is not much space for music. Let's say everything in French music is so realistic, like the movies, you know. It has to be complicated, talking about real life. You know, in other cultures where it's more industrial, there is a bigger hole to fill up with, to express something, you know. It's always where people are bored and they make the best music. So I suppose French people are not bored enough to make good music, let's say.